Okay, folks, I have to talk about this because this is just out and out like what? Yeah, and it's the story source about Kristi Noem. Sources describe how Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem's Gucci bag, Gucci bag, was stolen from under her chair. To which I turned the whole title around to basically ask, why did Homeless Secretaries Kristi Noem put her Gucci bag under her chair that was stolen? Okay, why did she do that? Okay, let's read this account from CNN and CNN's John Miller. Sources describe how homeless Secretary Kristi Noem's Gucci bag was stolen from under her chair. And there she is. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem under President Donald Trump listens to it during a mention between Trump and El Salvador President Nayib Bukele in the Oval Office at the White House in Washington, D.C. on April 14th. That's what she was doing there. Now, CNN reports the man who allegedly stole a Gucci bag loaded with cash from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was sitting at the table next to hers, according to a video of Sunday's incident reviewed by Secret Service investigators. The surveillance footage of the incident at the Capitol Burger restaurant in Washington, D.C., showed the suspect purposefully moving close to Noem as he zeroed in on her Gucci bag next to her feet, a law enforcement official said, a source to CNN. The thief, dressed in dark clothing and by the way, a white male, sat down at an empty table next to Noem with his back facing her and used his left foot to slide the bag away, the source said. He surveyed the restaurant before eventually picking up the bag, covering it with his jacket, and leaving. Only when Noem got up from the table did she realize her bag was missing, the source said. Items inside the Gucci bag included a Louis Vuitton Clemorous wallet, Noem's driver's license, medication, apartment keys, passport, DHS access badge, makeup badge, blank checks, and about $3,000 in cash. CNN reached out to the Capitol Burger's parent company, Darden Restaurants, which did not respond to requests for comment. It remains unclear whether the thief knew Noem's identity or whether she was a random target. I think in Washington, D.C., it's a fair bet that the person knew who they were dealing with in trying to steal Kristi Noem's purse. All right. She doesn't walk around without being noticed, and she has a fan and anti-fan base, unfortunately. Let's continue. Get this, folks. Get this. The Secret Service, which is leading the investigation, is working to trace any use of Noem's financial instruments. And they were the Secret Service was in the restaurant. I repeat, the Secret Service was in the restaurant. They were inside the restaurant with Kristi Noem, who was dining at a table with her family, according to a source familiar. The source didn't specify how many agents accompanied Noem or whether they were inside the restaurant. Okay? But then, this is how stupid this is written, folks. Let me read back to you this sentence right here, all right? Let me just highlight this, all right, right here. The Secret Service was inside the restaurant with Noem. It reads that. It reads the Secret Service was inside the restaurant with Noem. This is all in one paragraph, okay? Who was dining at a table with her family, according to her source familiar. The source didn't specify how many agents accompanied Noem or where they were inside the restaurant. Okay, I misread that. Or where they were inside the restaurant. In other words, they were definitely inside the restaurant, but the source didn't know where they were. I mean, if they're there, what were they doing? Off watching television or something? Shouldn't they have been watching her, including some guy sauntering up to her and her chair? I mean, this doesn't, there's no way this just looks good for the Secret Service. It just doesn't, all right? at all. Commenting on the large sum of cash Noem was carrying, a DHS spokesperson said, her entire family was in town, including her children and grandchildren. She was using the withdrawal to treat her family to dinner activities and Easter gifts. Law enforcement experts have raised concerns about whether the incident, which involved a thief getting so close to a cabinet official and then absconding with her belongings, may have been a lapse in security. May have been? How about, yeah, it was a definite lapse in security. Not only that, why would she put her Gucci purse under her seat where she couldn't even see it? This is a security breach that actually has high consequences, CNN writes, and it or quotes a source, and it needs immediate and further review by the Secret Service and DHS and other law enforcement partners, said Jonathan Wackow, a CNN law enforcement analyst and former Secret Service agent. Quote, if necessary, the Secret Service will need to make operational changes or on how they deal with these types of private events moving forward, Wackow told CNN's Caitlin Collins on The Source. He added that Noem remains, quote, at higher risk for targeted threats, both by foreign and domestic actors, and just her public profile alone makes her a symbolic target. Well, no, duh. So why don't you like looking out for her? You know? This is outrageous. And this shows how poorly Trump assembled his cabinet this time around, let alone the staff to help. Getting rid of people who were, well, because they are my color, and wanting someone who is white, which is really stupid, considering that person who he thinks is white maybe have a black wife or an Indian wife, right? Of color, okay? Well, you get the point, right? So stupid. But what happens is, as we say, right? Stupid is as stupid does. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark ZennyReport.com. Wow, that ends the stream. Oh, and by the way, join us Thursday night, 7 o'clock p.m. for the NFL draft, live on Zenny62 YouTube. Thanks. See ya.